the first time in over 50 years, McMahon no longer owns WWE. Welcome to the Wrestling Council. Welcome to the Wrestling Council. I'm your host, Comic Book Bob. Joined as always by my good friend Hollywood Frank.
Yeah, HW, baby.
And our good friend, Living Perfection.
Hello.
Johnny Cage. What's up, Johnny?
How you guys doing?
They're good. You can catch us here every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, talking about all the big news in wrestling. You can also follow us on social media. Crawling across the screen here. It's also in the description below. Give your boys a follow. Big week this week, man. Big week.
Yeah. I had a little computer glitch this morning or this evening from this big guy.
Yeah,
But
I had to
we're
do a restart, but we're good. We weren't. We're only a minute too late. So, but yeah, Vince McMahon is no longer the primary shareholder in WWE. We'll talk about what that means. He's still in charge, though.
Means
he is
not a GD thing. Does not matter.
Yep. Well, no, it does. There's a few things we'll talk about because there's some hints that have been dropped by Nick Khan and I can't remember what was his name. Ariel. I can't remember. Emmanuel is the vice president of the VP or the executive VP of Endeavor. He's made a couple statements, so we'll talk about that. What that can mean. But yeah, Vince is now primary shareholder for Just for Men. Dude, did you see? He's still rocking that friggin' mustache, man.
That looks so goddamn bad. He's better off shaving you or letting you go gray. Goddamn, that looks so plastic.
It looks so bad, man.
Come on,
but
the genetic jackhammer, man.
Oh my god, we'll get into that though. But before that, let's check in with the chat. See everybody's here. Leg Kick says, "Hail the Wrestling Council." Hail Leg Kick. How you doing, brother? Appreciate it. Maldacito said, "Sup, people? What's up, Maldacito?
Sup?
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 Hello.
What's up?
What's up?
What's up?
Appreciate you being here, man. Hicks Villain, he said, "What's up?" Courtney, what's up? Everybody's what's up. I said, "What's up?" Big Daddy's like showing a strong arm. I gotta use my strong arm. Appreciate you, Big Daddy. Checking in here, make sure you see anybody else is in here. I think that's about it. See here. I don't know about the perfect part, but he is a good artist. Yes, he is. Johnny, check him out. Yeah, he is a very, very good artist. If you like the cheesecake, he's your man.
Yeah, that's all I do.
Yeah. Courtney says, "I'm dead." But yeah, interesting week. There's a lot of implications, man, for a lot of people. There's a lot of talk. We'll talk about exactly what the Endeavor deal has done for Vince, and like what that means going forward. But before we do that, what's up?
Before we do that, speaking of arms, hit me, baby.
Yeah,
give me a single up.
Frank giving us an update of his sleeve. Let me get this here. Solo layout. There you go. There you go. Freedom more. Caw! Good colors, man. The camera doesn't do it justice. It's looking good. Looking good. But yeah, you're braver than me, man. I ain't doing that shit.
But you got so much space to do it on, Bob.
Yeah. But yeah, your boys were
at Bang Bang Gang, baby. Boom.
Frank joined the Bang Bang Gang. They didn't have anything in my size 5 gorilla.
Goddamn.
So I only got myself an AEW shirt, but it was a lot of fun. Long, man. Damn, it sucks too because I really like Ring of Honor. I wanted to stay through the whole thing. We stayed till midnight, and they still had 3 more matches left.
Oh yeah, and
And,
what we're talking about, if you follow us, but if you're newer here, we're at AEW Collision at Quicken Loans Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse, whatever they call it now, here in Cleveland on Saturday.
Yep, home of the Cavs. And we were at Collision. It was a fun show, and Ring of Honor was there.
Yeah,
and they filmed the whole thing. Ring of Honor, man. My God, like I had my schedule got all screwed up, so we had to leave early because I had to leave and go to work. But yeah, it was fun. It was a lot.
Yeah, half hour of Ring of Honor before the show, and then
hour and a half after.
Yeah, Rob's like, "Oh yeah, we'll be out here about 11 o'clock."
I did the way they did it. I was like, "Oh yeah, if they do like another half hour after this, then we'll be fine." But nope, an hour and a half, man. But it was awesome. Shane Taylor's match was fantastic. It looks like Tony's finally starting to pay a little more attention to Ring of Honor, and looks like Shane Taylor might be moving up. Might be seeing him on the main roster a little bit more. But I love the dude. Yeah. It was fun, and yeah. It was a good show, but
yeah, as far as the attendance, Big Daddy, the Quicken Loans Arena, the Q, whatever we call it the Q. The seating capacity is bigger than the Wolstein Center where they've been at in the past with Dynamite. Mm-hmm. So there was a lot of tarped off seating in the arena.
Well, it was probably about at least a third of it was tarped off. Yeah, but it was a good crowd, man. It was raucous, man. They were making some noise. Unfortunately, not as many Ring of Honor fans. After Collision was over, I'd say at least half the people left. So there was only about half as many people there. They were still into it though, man. But as it wore on, man, and people began to realize, man, it's getting late. By the time we left, man, they were down to maybe a third of the people that had started with. So. But it was a fun night, man. It was a lot of fun, and I highly encourage people to go to the live shows. They're different. They hit different too, man. Because I'm gonna tell you what, that spot with Darby Allin, and you seeing that crap live, dude. I was like, well, he's dead. So it was like, oh my god,
again.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude. No, it was like, dude, like even with everybody yelling and everything, you could hear the thud. It was like, okay, he landed hard. But
and it was still enjoyable, even with the fireworks outside during Ring
of
Honor.
God. Yeah, dude, all the talent in the back were probably going, what the hell is going on, man? Is the friggin' city exploding? Because right next door is the Indians Stadium, and they were having a fireworks show apparently, and you could hear it through the entire building. So, but it was a lot of fun. Let's go ahead and get into our favorite 7, little something we call the frick intro through. Oh, shit. I just need to delete that thing. But yep, a little something we call the good, the bad, and the ugly. And this week it is that guy first. What you got, Frank?
The good. Samoa Joe, and the crowd was into him.
Oh my
Loved
God,
it.
dude.
I mean,
it was awesome. I said it, dude. That's the guy you build around going for him and Bryan Danielson.
Samoa versus Penta, great match, but the best man won. Him and I can't remember.
Roderick Strong.
Him and Roderick Strong. I mean, I knew going in that they should be the two that won. Darby Allin is not a viable world title opponent to MJF. I don't care if people like him. The crowd loved Darby Allin, but he wasn't beating Roderick Strong. And
no, storyline wise, that's the perfect one. They set it up perfectly.
And Roderick Strong versus Samoa Joe, and the winner of that gets a title shot against MJF, sets up the perfect storyline with those two guys and Adam Cole and MJF getting involved with that. Where they go with the storyline, a lot of different ways, but just Samoa Joe. I mean, that's the cat you need to build or Collision around.
Yeah.
And hats off to him, man. He's taking the ball and running with it. And just collision overall. I mean, Bryan Danielson, 1 year left.
Yeah,
And
but
he's
damn,
done.
what a way to friggin' announce it, dude. That match
Sabre
that everybody's
Jr.
freaking dude. That match that everybody's wanted, man. Zack Sabre Jr. and freaking Bryan Danielson is happening at the new pay-per-view that AEW is debuting, Wrestle Dream.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, like it or hate it, you know, CM Punk's gone.
Yep.
He's gone. I mean, I was talking about it. You know, people mad because CM Punk's gone. What happens if CM Punk gets injured and he's out for 6 months? People are still going to be pissed that he's gone for 6 months or a year. I mean, he's already been injured twice, and move on. I mean, you're better for it without him there, and just need to move on. But it was fun. It was fun Sunday or Saturday at the Q. Hopefully they get back to Cleveland sometime. I'm not totally sold on it being at the arena it was at. I feel Wolstein Center in Cleveland was a better, as far as more compact, a little bit louder with the crowd.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Maybe it's because of the new setup they have with the ring and everything like that. They need a bigger entrance. I don't know why they had it at the Q and not at Wolstein. Don't know.
Well, it could also be that the Q is a more centrally located venue, you know.
And maybe we're trying to judge how it would do, depending on if they bring a pay-per-view or something to Cleveland. Who knows?
Yep. Yeah, and like I said, we said it from the start. Like, right, it's going to take them some time to recover from Punk leaving, you know. But the way the crowd was into it, man, this crowd is probably one of the most active crowds that we've been to in any show that we've been to. They were into it, man. Like when Joe came out, dude. Oh my god, dude. Like we said, man. And I've said it from the start. I don't know how WWE dropped the ball with him, dude. He was so freaking over, and just literally the Joe chants just the entire freaking night, just Joe, 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 Joe. And then that F him up, Joe. Dude, it was awesome. And he is 100% one of the guys that they need to build around going forward. Especially with that. Now here's the thing. Bryan Danielson, he's not retiring completely.
No, he's gonna be part-time.
Yeah, he's gonna become a part-timer. He's probably gonna transition to a little bit more in the creative in the back, because he has been working on creative at Collision, and I think it shows. And if we only get like 5 or 6 banger matches out of him every year, I'm down with that, man. I'm cool with that. He only wrestles on pay-per-views or something like that. Gives him time to be with his family through the rest of the week and everything. Dude, I'll take it. But it was a fun show. There is some uncertainty in the future, but that's what happens. Dude, it always happens. There's always a transition.
Yeah, and my bad is I have no idea what to do with this whole Shayna Baszler, Zoe Starks thing. I was hoping to see Zoe versus Becky Lynch, but it's not going to happen apparently, which would have been a natural way to go after her ending her feud with Trish Stratus.
Yeah, it was. And Raw last night was such a mixed bag because, and hey, as if to say, I'm on my way out, but I'm doing it one last time. Apparently, Vince made a whole bunch of last minute changes, and you could kind of feel it because part of the show felt very uneven. The whole thing with, I don't know what the deal is. Just do Shayna as the Queen of Spades.
And that being said, they had an 18-hour flight to India. Then they had an 18-hour flight back from India. And then get ready for Raw on Monday. And my ugly, Malcito said it's as good, but she's back. Nia Jax back in WWE. Who's she going to take out first?
Just as the rumors of Kairi Sane coming back starts rolling, they bring
Dude,
Nia Jax back.
Dude, that's what I said, man. As soon as she came back, I was like, well, you can write Kyrie off because she ain't coming back.
No,
She's like, this bitch tried to kill me once before.
Kyrie's gonna be like, you better put me on SmackDown in case.
Yeah, I want to be on the opposite. Whatever show she's on, I want to be on the opposite. So, here's the thing, like the thing with Nia Jax, man. Look, if she's figured it out, if she's because here's the thing, Nia Jax, here's the talent she brings to the ring. She's a big Samoan bitch. That's about it. Okay, like she's not a terrible in-ring worker. Her problem is that she never learned how to work properly, and she hurts people. You know what I mean? So I don't have anything against her. Like if she comes back and she's figured it out, and great, she's got a great look. She's like I said, she's big, she's mean. Book her as the friggin' Andre of the women's division and go forward from there. But I mean, if she still hasn't figured out how to work safe and she starts hurting people, it's a
I have nothing against her as a person. Might be the greatest woman on the planet. She's dangerous though, unless she changed the law. She's dangerous.
And I know that there are some people saying, "Oh, well, you can't say that because this happened." I was like, look, if you are the only common denominator in all of these injuries, it's you. Okay, so
with that buckle bomb that she dropped Kairi's head on the bottom buckle, there's no other person to blame.
Dude, the freaking the worst one was one where she got away with it. Like Charlotte only had like a minor injury from it, but where she doesn't have. That's the big thing about Nia. She doesn't have very good ring awareness, and she was supposed to catch Charlotte coming off of the top turnbuckle onto the floor, and she was just like wandering around like she was lost and she was out of position, and Charlotte ate it. So she doesn't know, and that's the big thing. She doesn't know her own strength. She doesn't have very good ring awareness. She was brought up way, way, way too soon.
Yeah, and I have nothing against her as a person. I just want her to work safe in the ring, and be able to protect the people she's around because Kairi Sane is so much smaller than her.
Oh God, everybody's smaller than her. Charlotte's smaller than her. We saw that when she put Charlotte in her freaking place.
Yeah, but if you're not going to put the title on Raquel, then I guess it's going to be maybe Nia, because I don't know who you take the belt off of Rhea Ripley and put it on. That's a legitimate threat to Rhea.
Yeah,
but that's my GBU. One special shout out to Sin's Studio Tattoo and Piercing in South Abbey Road in Elyria, Ohio. Amy, the one who's doing my tattoo, the owner of that place. All that you saw in there, that's all freehand. All freehand she did.
Why are you lying to me? Why are you lying to me like that? That can't be.
Nah, it's good. It's good work, man. It's nice stuff. He's been showing it off to everybody, man. So, but
Amy, the owner, is perfect. I mean, that just looks so good. Hats off to her for a great job so far. One more session, I'll be done.
Cool deal. All right, my GBU, the good. The announcement of Wrestle Dream, freaking Bryan Danielson versus Zack Sabre Jr. It's clear that this is, like I said, this is going to be his last full year as a full timer in the ring. He's going to do those dream matches that he said he wanted to do. He's going to get those out of the way. I think this also means that we're probably going to get a second match between him and Okada. More than likely, that'll be at Wrestle Kingdom. Can't wait for it. But Danielson versus Zack Sabre Jr., the announcement of Wrestle Dream. We knew they were going to add more pay-per-views. We knew that. They're going to be. If
I'm Tony Khan, I'm putting Bryan in a glass case until the time for that match. Just so anything happens to him again.
Yeah, dude. I mean, and again, there was when Punk was there, they were doing a big push for Ricky Starks, which I'm 1,000% behind. And now that Bryan Danielson has transitioned to be the guy, at least temporarily, over in Collision, they're continuing that, and I'm down for it, man. Their match at All Out was great. And and some people were like upset. They were hoping that he was going to join the BCC when Bryan Danielson pulled that shit out. I'm down for it, dude. I'm down for him being a lone wolf, man. I like it. I think Ricky Starks got huge upside.
He's ready to be his own main guy. He doesn't have to be a sidekick to anybody.
And I think that doing it this way elevates him even more. He's like, basically, yeah, the BCC is probably the hottest thing in AEW. No, I'm gonna be my own man. I'm gonna call my own shots, and like he said, I'm gonna be greedy. So that's a guy. That's one of the guys that they got build for the future, right there. Okay, Ricky Stark's got nothing but upside. And Joe's push, man, it's evident that Joe is stepping up to be one of the main guys over in Collision. I'm 1,000% for it. One thing I will say, I agree with Big Daddy. He needs to drop that TV title because he needs to be in the international championship or the world title scene. 100%. I know that he has a soft spot in his heart for Ring of Honor. That's where he really made his name before he went to TNT. And I know that he wants to see Ring of Honor succeed. But I really think that he needs to drop that belt, preferably to Mark Briscoe when he comes back from his injury, and let that be Mark Briscoe's first singles title. But build it around Joe. Bryan Danielson, Joe, and then also keep those same guys. Keep those same guys that were the core of Collision. Keep that show going the way that it was. So
Big Daddy.
More important than that, don't let the bullshit come in.
Yeah.
Yes.
Big Daddy, forget about it. He's on a roll.
Yeah. What did I say? BBC? No, I may have. I don't know.
Yeah, British broadcast channel. It's all right.
It's been a long ass week, man.
That's not what I thought of it.
But yeah, that was my good. The bad. Some of the stuff coming out of the completion of the Endeavor deal could spell some issues for some of the talent in WWE. Pushes that were planned, contract signings. There's a lot of talk that, and the fact that that Hunter is no longer on the board of directors. He doesn't have the power that he once had. Vince actually has more creative control now than he did before the event.
Shit.
Yeah, really, he does. He has more. He has more creative control now than he did before the merger was completed.
Thanks for coming, LA Knight.
So,
he's like the Emperor, unlimited power.
Unlimited power. Yeah, there could be some serious ramifications coming out of this. Some of the stuff that Ariel Manuel has been saying, some of the stuff that Nick Khan's been saying. One thing that it could possibly, there's the one thing that could possibly spell, and we'll talk about that more. But yeah, the Endeavor deal. On one hand, we were hoping that that Vince isn't in charge anymore. So, and here's Vince does not have the final say anymore. It's Endeavor. They have or the new parent, the new TKO, the new conglomerate that they've built. They have the ultimate final say. But
yeah, until something goes wrong, they're just gonna trust him because he's been doing this for a while.
Now, the only thing I can think of is that they may want certain people brought in that Vince might not like, but they're the ones that get the final say on that. So, and the ugly for me is the situation with Matt Riddle. I don't know what the deal is with this dude. Again, he's one of those guys that just can't seem to keep himself out of trouble.
I know what the deal is.
And he
420.
Yeah, well, that might be it a little bit, but he likes to burn one. But
this version of RVD.
Yep. But he got into a row with a Port Authority officer at JFK Airport, and he's saying some crazy shit. He was accusing the guy of sexual harassment, all kinds of stuff. There's law enforcement sources were like, the Port Authority officer's got a call for a disorderly person. who was deplaning, which means that Riddle was kind of acting out. And no police report was filed. Everyone was free to go after the incident. It took a while, and Riddle then just started making accusations and crazy stuff. And now there's going to be another investigation. Oh boy. So, yeah, dude, just keep your nose clean, man. Come on. I mean, how freaking hard is it? Seriously.
You could not have chosen a better phrase.
Seriously. Well, I'm just like, dude, it's like, what the hell? The guy's like, I don't understand what it is with some of these dudes. It's like they just can't freaking, they can't keep themselves out of they can't keep themselves out of trouble.
Mischievous and deceitful, chicanerous and deplorable.
Telling you, man. But that's my GBU. Johnny, what do you got?
I got 5 cents in my pocket. Do you want it?
Okay. All right, so let's move on. it's such a dick. So as of this morning, the Endeavor deal to purchase WWE and combine UFC and WWE into a single corporate entity known as TKO. That was finalized this morning. TKO was officially beginning to trade on the stock market this morning, as the picture in our thumbnail shows. A lot of people were there. I'll tell you what, man, you look at Triple H, he doesn't look happy.
He looks so mad.
He looks pissed. But so real quick, just to go over it, they held a little thing at the stock exchange. They created this TKO belt and everything to start the trading. This marks that for the first time in 4 decades, Vince McMahon is no longer the majority, no longer has majority control of the company. However, he is the executive chairman of the board. And according to the deal that he inked with them, that was one of the stipulations that was necessary before he inked it, was that he will be the chairman of the board, the executive chairman of the board, for life, or until he dies or chooses to step down. They cannot remove him. Now, I'm sure that there's something in there where it's like, if a situation happens that, like if he, anally rapes a goat while sacrificing a baby on the White House lawn or something, that they could take him out. But barring something serious like that, they can't get rid of him. He's there forever. He's there until Father Time decides to finally sack up and take him down. So
no, he's gonna take out Father Time, and McMahon's gonna live forever.
He's gonna become the new Death, and he's gonna take out all of his friggin' his political enemies.
He did beat Shawn Michaels and God. So
he's got another 60, 70 years. Top easy.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you what, man. If cloning technology gets to the point where they could start replacing people's like internal organs, and they're like, if they figure out a way to stop the clock, that dude's gonna be here forever. I swear to God. But yeah. So as executive chairman of the board, he now has, as part of the deal, he also now has full control of the company, which basically means. Or Bob's computer. Yeah, my computer's having a lot of trouble today, man. I don't know what the hell the deal is. Am I like breaking up and stuff, or is it like, how bad is it?
It's fine to me.
Okay. Well, yeah, you're here though, so. But technically speaking, what comes out of this is Hunter is no longer a member of the board. He is still supposedly the head of talent relations of creative. And but Vince now had, like, a lot of the roadblocks that were in the way when Vince came back, which there weren't many, but there were some. He doesn't have to answer to anybody now, except for the board of Endeavor. Now, Endeavor does have the final say on things, though. So if there is something that they want, CM Punk, they can force Vince to do it. Vince isn't going to be happy about it, but they can force that. So the fact that this has gone through, that to me actually says that there's a better chance of Punk coming back now than there was before the merger. What do you guys think? Because we know that CBS wanted to bring back Punk and Vince just basically said no. Now Vince can't do that. If they say bring this guy back and they really, really, really want him, he ain't got no choice.
If all fails, Dana can bring him back to the UFC. Why not?
Yep.
They can bring him back. They can force his hand to bring him back, but
it's not likely.
If he still has creative control, he can do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
As far as storyline with the guy, he wants him to be like Saturn and carry around Moppy or dressed like Dusty Rhodes when he came over.
Yeah, dress in polka dots and dance around like a clown. But Mouse says, okay, top 3 upcoming releases. Go.
Gargano's up there.
Gargano's going. Yeah, I think Gargano's days are numbered.
I'm surprised. What's her name?
That narrows it down.
Adonis, or not Adonis. The rapper tag team.
Shante the Adonis, I think is what her name is.
Yeah, the three of them.
Hit Row. I'm surprised they're
Hit
still
Row.
there. Period. They'll definitely probably be on the chopping block. And given the way that apparently their contract negotiations are going, LA Knight might not be around for much longer.
Well, he signed a new contract.
Did he? Oh, did he finally sign one this morning?
I just mentioned it the other on your thing that we're listening to in a card. Mentioned that he signed.
No. They said that they haven't signed the contract yet.
Now Drew hasn't signed.
No. LA Knight hasn't signed a new contract yet. They're saying that what he wants in money and compensation and WWE are like really far apart. So,
Drew's there till they said probably at least till WrestleMania time next year.
Yeah, because they can because of his injury, they can extend his contract out past its release date. I'd be really surprised if he didn't resign. I'd be super, super surprised. But they said there's only one that can stop the clock of Father Time, and our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ is coming back soon. Don't be caught dead without him, brother. Amen, brother. Yeah, Vince will try though.
He did wrestle God.
He's
can't remember.
I fought you once. I could do it again. Okay, make believe, but all right. But yeah, I think those that we just said. I think those guys. I don't think they're long for WWE, especially the way they've been treating Gargano. He's out. Hit Row. I'm surprised they're there. And LA Knight. And we know that they've had for some reason they're pushing back on pushing that guy, supposedly because of his age. But I'm like, dude, he's like 2 years older than Roman Reigns. You know, who you've put forward as God. So what's the deal, man? It's but those would be my choices.
Well, I guess they already got rid of Gabe Stevenson.
Gable season. Well,
did he wrestle in a house show?
I don't think that they fired him. Did they outright fire him?
I don't know what they did.
No, he was working in a house show.
Yeah, he was working at a house show, but they're kind of downplaying because they're touting that he was going to be the next Brock Lesnar, and just like they said that Parker Boudreaux was going to be the next Brock Lesnar. It's like, look, there ain't no next Brock Lesnar, okay? If you've ever looked into Brock Lesnar's like his freaking academic his athletic accomplishments and everything, dude, that dude's a freaking nature.
If you look into his face, you know there's no next Brock Lesnar.
Dude, he's freaking he's a living, breathing Viking. So that's that friggin' Scandinavian DNA coming in there, man. But yeah, I don't know what's going on over there. But that's one of the things that people are saying is that because although Vince now has more creative control because of some of the roadblocks that have been removed from his path, Triple H, he doesn't have the final say. So they could technically make Vince bring back people that he doesn't want to. However, I'm in agreement with you, Frank. I don't think they're going to do that, at least not in the immediate future. And then again, there's also the fact that we don't know what kind of stipulations there are on Punk or anything like that.
Right.
The one thing I do know is they are already literally the day of talking about UFC fighter, like, about more crossover between WWE and UFC, which we kind of expected that. But they really came out. Nick Khan was one of the people that came out and said this. They said that a lot of UFC fighters could find their careers extended by after they're done fighting in the octagon, they go and they finish out their careers in WWE. That to me says that they've already got plans for some people. And the name that pops into my head immediately is Conor McGregor. He's arguably the most, the most visible star to ever come out of UFC, with the exception of maybe Ronda Rousey. As far as a personality is concerned, I could see him making a transition like that. Now the question is he going to be any good? Who knows? But that to me says that they're already looking at this stuff.
Talk about me and Rob. Come with my Big Daddy. We live an hour away from each other.
Yeah, we live about an hour away from each other. Yeah, we try to hook up at least once or twice a week.
Speaking of crossover, if SmackDown leaves Fox and goes to Disney, what are we going to see? Disney and SmackDown crossover.
Dude, that's a big yes, because Disney's in a lot of financial trouble.
Because the rumor is SmackDown, Fox is not interested in the price that WWE and TKO want for SmackDown. So they might go to either one of Disney's channels, like I think it's ABC, or
ABC would be the most,
or Amazon, and be part of their streaming service for SmackDown.
Yeah. Well, one thing we know is that they won't be part of any kind of streaming service that's controlled by Disney, because Disney is actually looking to offload their streaming. One thing that we know that they're trying to move Hulu, they're trying to move what's the other one that they control? There's another one they're
trying to move ESPN.
Yeah, well, yeah, ESPN's the big one that they're trying to sell off, but they're also trying to move Hulu. They're also trying to move a couple other things. So the only other streaming service they have at that point is the Disney Channel. They're not going to put that on that, because there's no way people will pay to, like, oh, I got to pay for that to watch the WWE. Screw that. Could it? I mean, could they sell to Amazon? Amazon's looking to make more content, especially considering the stuff that they're making is turning to shit.
Yeah, that's the rumor, that it could go on Amazon Prime for a streaming service for SmackDown and move to a different night.
If anything, I see it more along the lines of them moving it over to ABC. That makes the most sense. If they try to force it into people to buy a subscription for it. I mean, look what happened when they moved everything to Peacock. A lot of people, even though Peacock was cheaper, a lot of people are like, screw that. We don't want to do that. So is it true that there's heat between Riddle and McIntyre? I think that's a work. Because what I think they're doing is like after watching Raw, I did actually finally go back and watch Raw. That's why I said it was a very chaotic show. I think they're setting up for War Games. They're setting up Sammy, KO, Jimmy, Jey Uso, Riddle, and McIntyre to be one team, and then Judgment Day and someone else to be the other.
Oh, yeah, JD, and then
they'll have to have a fifth member. So I think that's what they're setting up for that, and I think that's where they're going to have the big disintegration between everybody. Damn you, Google Maps! You lied to me. Tell me this is the fastest way. Dude, be careful, brother. Be careful, man. Just take your time and get yourself home safe, man. Raw multiverse mania, dude. I'm amazed. I'm actually amazed that WWE haven't created like an online pay-per-view just like a digital pay-per-view, and put that thing out there. I'm amazed that they haven't done that yet. I'm amazed that nobody's done that. Actually, I think Impact did something like that, but that's an untapped resource right there, man. You could take people that you don't normally use and everything. You could have them be on a friggin' a show on social media.
Next year's season of Slap Fight will be featuring Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman and Nia Jax.
Dude,
Oh,
I watched an episode of that shit. Did you ever actually sit down and watch that? Oh my freaking God, man. How is that popular? Yeah, bring back Sunday.
Just
it's
funny.
Freaking stupid.
It is.
Oh my God, man. It's like you do realize you can get concussed from this crap.
I do, but I'm not the one doing it.
Dude, the one that I watched, the one dude, like it was some skinny white dude against this giant friggin' black guy. And this skinny white dude's like, he smacks the dude and he does nothing. Nothing. And I'm looking at this other dude's hands the size of a catcher's mitt. And I'm going, this is going to sound like a freaking gunshot. He's going to hit this dude so freaking hard, his soul's going to leave his body. And that's exactly what happened, man. He just, boom, and just, the other guy was out like that. I'm like, well, you need to take him to the hospital right now because his brain's bleeding. That's so dumb, man. I'll give friggin' Dana White all the props in the world. He realizes how stupid some people are. That shit that they'll buy and watch. It's like, I got a great idea. We'll make millions. It's like, oh my God. Once pro wrestling is off free TV or becomes strictly pay-per-view, I'm done altogether with current product. Yeah, it's
a lot of people will be. It's gonna be
a lot of people will be. Yeah, it'll turn into a niche. It's already kind of a niche thing. It'll definitely be a niche thing then. So
that's the problem with Ring of Honor and stuff like that. If it's not convenient to watch and I got a pain go out of my way, it's gonna die. Yeah, it's gonna just die.
So another thing that came out of the merger is that Ariel Manuel, who's the TKO Chief Executive Officer, as well as the CEO of Endeavor, he's talking about new sponsorships, licensing, and new media deals. This is one of the things that's got people thinking that Endeavor, like, even though they made that deal with Vince saying, yeah, you're in charge of WWE and everything like that, but we have veto power of that, he may get ultimately within a year or so, they may friggin' Ted Turner his ass. And he's like, okay, there's your office. It's down there at the end of the hallway. You go sit down there and think about the things you want to do and everything. And then we're going to go over here and we're going to run everything. That's a real possibility. And if that's the case, this could end up being worse than Vince. And that's the reason. This is the reason why I put this as my bad, because there's a lot of potential here that they could basically just come in here and try to do and just not give a crap about the final product and only worry about the licensing and the merchandising deals and things like that, which is a big, which is kind of, if you think about it, you look at what has happened to Disney the last few years, the last 5 or 6 years. That's kind of what's happened to Disney. They don't care about the final product anymore. All they care about is the licensing that they can get from it. And that shit is basically backfired on them hard. So that's the thing. Johnny, aka Living Perfection, where are you broadcasting from? Johnny, where are you?
Brazil.
Yeah.
All the way down in South America, my friend.
He's from the land of the Brazilian wax. So
of all things to think of.
Hey man, they named it after your freaking country. What do you want me to tell you? I said I miss local shows on local TV, and unfortunately, the small channels have been bought out too. Yeah, it's the nature of the beast, man. The small get eaten by the big. But and
that's how WWE got to be where they were.
Yep,
eating up the smaller talent.
And I kind of wonder if that's why Vince, the fear that they're going to do that, what they did to Ted Turner. I wonder if that's why Vince did what he did last night. He really went out of his way and he put his stamp on Raw last night. So And whether you think that was a good thing, or you think that was a bad thing, like I said, it was very, very chaotic. There were some, I don't know who's writing the promos for friggin' Piper Niven and them. You talk about some dog shit. It was awful. It was literally, I'm listening going, nobody talks like this. Nobody talks like this. This is what is this garbage? I was thinking of the giant Jesus in Brazil. Have you ever seen that, Johnny?
I'm not going within 10 kilometers of Rio de Janeiro. That place is a war zone. That's for tourists to get robbed or killed. I'm not going there anytime soon.
What is the name of your favorite watering hole? My buddy Nate's house. That's pretty much it. I don't know.
Well, where did we used to go?
Oh
my God! Mike used to slam. I said Pounders.
We used to go to Pounders all the
time.
Mike
would slam on there, and the tap would open up.
Yep. Give me where every beer was a 22-ounce beer. Yep. And we did some dumb shit there, man. I made that dude go in the back and cook me one wing. See, they had thing. It was 25-cent wings, and I went out I pulled out like 25 cents in like nickels, just to fuck.
We
used to do dumb shit just to mess with people.
Oh, and he spit on it. He just spit on it 100%.
Dude, I put that 25 there. It says, I want one wing. I said, I want you to give him meat, give him the bones, and him the skin. He comes back out. He takes that wing apart in front of us, and he splits it on 3 plates and puts it out there.
That's the most stupid thing ever.
We were dicks when we were young, man. What do you want me to tell you? He was a good dude, though, man. We liked that guy. But as far as Endeavor is concerned, I think it's kind of a mixed bag. Vince doesn't have the final say, but I think he's going to pretty much have the final say, with a few exceptions of when they're like, well, we would really like this person, or we would like, hey, we need some more star power. Let's do this or whatever, And I'm not opposed to UFC personalities, coming into WWE or vice versa. We could always get somebody go over from WWE, go over there and be a color commentator or something, Who knows? Right. I think it would be a freaking train wreck. But, stranger things have happened. I mean, they put friggin' they put Dennis Miller on Monday Night Football. That was friggin'.
Yeah, when's Joe Rogan coming to Monday Night Raw?
Monday Night Raw. Dude, he's a big wrestling fan. He loves professional wrestling. He's had in like the last 2 years, he had The Undertaker on. He just had within like a span of like 3 or 4 months, he had Ric Flair and Hogan on. So, and his buddy Tony Hinchcliffe is like a super freaking fan. So, but that was, dude, did you guys watch that? Okay. I highly recommend both episodes. The one with Ric Flair and the one with Hogan. The one with Hogan is necessary though, because to listen to him just completely make shit up.
That's what I was thinking. It's just like a drinking game. Take a shot every time he does a lie.
It was so funny because I'm listening, just going, okay, that's bullshit. That's wrong. You're embellishing the hell out. Dude, when he was telling the story about Bruiser Brody and about how he was killed, and he had to interject himself into that.
Oh, he was there now.
Well, no, he wasn't there. No. He was there a few months before it happened. And he talked about what they did to him. And he was like, and I came in there and the guy was sitting in a chair and he had a 45. He said, I'm gonna freaking kill you. And so I was on the next flight out of there, brother. It's just, and then he like recounts what happened to Brody and he completely screws it up. Which I don't know if you guys don't know, that's one of the most horrific stories in professional wrestling. But I'm gonna put it this way: it was entertaining because Joe was laughing. Everybody was laughing so freaking hard at some of the crazy shit he was saying. But yeah, what were you saying, Frank?
Yeah, if you're taking a shot every time Hogan's telling a lie, you're gonna be gone quick. You're gonna have freaking alcohol poisoning because that dude.
So here's the question I have though. Do you think it's out and outright lies? Or do you think that he's made up so much shit stuff that he just doesn't know the difference between the truth anymore?
Lies.
Yeah, lies.
Just, or is it one of those guys like? Because one of the things that happened, like I've heard, like a bunch of people took credit for Brock Lesnar for like why Brock. And that's another thing too, is that Hogan is like the whole time he's talking about he's putting all these guys over. He's like, oh, that guy's amazing. The Rock's amazing. So the dad is like, but we're in that match and I had to take control of it. And he's taking credit for all this shit, but at the same time he's trying to like kiss their asses. Like he was talking about Kurt Angle, and he was when he was in a series of matches with Kurt Angle, and he said Kurt was like, he was, when he first, today he's amazing, but he was really stiff at the time, and then because he was like, amateur wrestling, all that stuff, he was grinding me, and then finally I asked him, I was like, dude, why are you doing that to me? And Hogan's like, well, and he said, well, Vince told me to, So on one hand, and he's like, why did he? And Vince, they're like, why did you do that? He's like, oh, because it was a goof, and like Vince thought it was funny, So I'm like, so part of me goes, okay, I think he's full of shit, but at the same time, I can totally see Vince. I can see Vince doing that though.
This is how most of Hogan's lies go. He hears a story about somebody, he takes the protagonist out and puts himself in. The story might be true. It was just not him in it.
Yeah. Well, it's the thing where it's like. And he's like, I just told him to slow down a little bit, what I mean? And then he was amazing, all this stuff. I wonder if it's one of those things where it's like, people think that they're responsible for something because they mentioned something to somebody, and then that changes. But here's the thing: if you got 10 people telling you the same thing, who's really responsible for it?
No,
like saying he was invited to be the bassist for Metallica, and that was just bullshit. Like there's no mistake about that. He was just lying.
Well, here's the thing: he was in a bunch of different bands because they were pulling.
He was not invited to that one.
Well, no. He hung around. He's hung around McMahon too damn long, and McMahon says, "Oh, that's some good shit."
That's some
good shit, brother. But it would be better if it was me in there.
Oh my God. But the Mountain season, I think it is too. I think it's kind of like Joe Biden, where like he's told so many. He's so addle-brained now, and he's told so many lies that he doesn't remember the lies that he's told, or the things that he's made up and shit. So he just kind of mixes it all together. I think that's what it is with Hogan. I think Hogan's like he's done so much shit. He's been so many places and everything, and he's embellished so many things that now it's all kind of bleeding together.
Let us not forget, this is the man that once said he wrestled over 400 days a year because the traveling to Japan allowed him to gain a day. Ignoring the fact that when he travels back, he's losing the day he gained before. So that's just impossible.
Oh, I know. Dude, it was funny as hell, man, listening to him talk. Here's the thing. It's entertaining as hell. So if you guys haven't listened to it, go listen to it. It's some of the funniest shit. Because I'm listening to it and I'm going, that is completely not how it happened.
I just feel bad for people who are not wrestling fans and just hearing these stories for the first time and thinking, oh damn, that's interesting. Just believing him.
Here's the thing, because like I said, Tony Hinchcliffe, real quick, Tony Hinchcliffe was like an Uber fan. He knows the real stories. And there are times when then during that interview, they'll cut to Tony and he'll kind of like do a side, he'll look at Joe like, okay, we'll talk about this after because that's not really what happened. So it's like, but it was entertaining as hell. Flair was entertaining as hell too, man.
No.
The best one was Jake the Snake.
Jake Roberts was all of them were good. Undertaker interview was good. Jake Roberts one was amazing because the stuff he told about Andre was heartbreaking.
No, some funny shit was Wednesday night, Samoa Joe and MJF in the ring.
Oh my God. Dude, that was another example. I was like, dude, Joe's the guy. He's the guy, I mean, yeah, he's only going to be there for a few more years himself. But right now, strap the rocket to his back and ride it as long as you can. He's the guy, They've got a lot of guys that are going to be aging out within the next 5 years in AEW. But you know what? They've got a lot of young guys that can be built up, and like I said, Ricky Starks is going to be one of those guys. And I think you let Joe and Bryan Danielson run Collision. Let that core guys over there, Andrade, House of Black, Bullet Club Gold, especially, man. Jay White's another dude you could build around. And I think they're going to do that. Like I said, Punk being gone is going to hurt for a while, but they have the pieces in place to right the ship. So
Yeah, CM Punk versus Samoa Joe is going to be awesome.
oh,
Or
that
CM
was
Punk, MJF versus Samoa Joe is going to be
yeah.
awesome.
It's gonna and like, is it gonna be the best in ring match? Probably
No.
not, but it's gonna tell an amazing story. So, but yeah. So to sum it up, the Endeavor thing, I think it's gonna be a mixed bag, especially in the early going. I don't think much is gonna change on the surface, in the early like within like the first year or so. But I do think that there's gonna be some hard changes that are gonna come, and it's gonna hurt. And some of it's going to be good. Some of it's going to be shit.
Do you think Freddie Prinze is going to get his wrestling promotion off the ground next year?
Like, I know the companies are making money, but with this shrinking market, because like it's just more and more niche. I wouldn't waste money on that.
If I were him, rather than going and starting a new company, the short answer is yes. Is it going to be what he wants it to be? No. The Brazilian.
Wait, what?
Freddie Prinze. Freddie Prinze Jr. Freddie Prinze Jr. the actor. Who he's a kind of like Billy Corgan. He's like an uber friggin' fan, and he wants to create his own wrestling promotion. And I guess he's got a decent amount of backing to do it. The problem is like you said, I mean, are they going to be able to get some kind of TV deal? If they do, where's it going to be? I don't see it being. I think he is going to get it off the ground. I just don't think it's going to be what he wants it to be. And if he was smart, instead of doing that, he would go contact Corrigan and be like, "Hey, let's team up. Let's do something like that, or contact a company that already exists and say, hey, I have this additional funding. I want to be co-creator and co-owner of this thing with you. Let's do this thing together." Now, you're going to have to hammer out like who's in charge of what, because you can't have two chiefs.
No.
But I think that would be a better way to go than starting a whole new promotion. Are Buffy the Vampire Slayer residuals enough to hire CM Punk? I don't know, man. Dude, actually, what's her name? You remember Reese Witherspoon?
Yeah.
The actress. Okay.
Legally Blonde.
Legally Blonde on shit. She's a freaking billionaire now.
Smart woman.
She started this promotional company, and she was like going to all these musicians and stuff like that, or these different people. It's like, hey, yeah, we'll help promote your books. It was a book club. She started this book club, and we'll promote your books and everything like that. But we get first pick at any kind of to make movies and stuff off them. So what she did is she's basically got first pick of all these friggin' books and shit to make movies off of. So she's making friggin' money over fist. It's ridiculous, man. Hand over fist. She became a billionaire. It's like, holy shit. Who knew? But yeah, short answer, I think he does, but I don't think it's what he wants it to be. Is there anything else you guys want to touch on? Any things come? I know we got Zack Sabre Jr. and Bryan Danielson for Wrestle Dream. I don't think they've announced anything else, have they?
Not that I'm aware of.
I don't think so. No.
Yeah, and that's October 1st. It's the Climate Pledge Arena in Seattle, Washington.
Because right now they're just focused on Arthur Ashe coming up.
Arthur Ashe, they're building that up, which that actually that actually doesn't look too bad. I'm trying to find out. The Wrestle Dream. It's in the Climate Pledge Arena in Seattle, Washington. Nah, that's it. That they haven't announced anything else for that, and they probably won't until after the Arthur Ashe show. But I'm gonna see. And like we said, I fully expect more pay-per-views going forward. But all right, that's it. I think that's it for us, guys. Appreciate everyone being here. Got to sell those expensive Grand Slam tickets. Yeah. But it'll be interesting to see what happens. Come over to Off the Script after this. It's going to be a banger. Yep. Definitely, guys, go check that out. JD from New York. Big Daddy is a moderator over there. Also, check out Big Daddy's channel and the shorts that he does. It's good stuff, guys. But appreciate you guys being here, and we will check you with you guys next time. Bye.